cook some chicken and let's talk a little bit. I was having a conversation with my second shooter and assistant on the way to an amazing Tahoe wedding on Sunday a couple days ago, and we were all sharing stories of crazy brides, or like, what was your craziest bride? What was your most insane bride? Give me that situation. And as we were talking about it, I started to think, like, I haven't really had that many lately. I haven't had that many actually in a long time. And I wanted to kind of open a discussion for all of us to figure out how we can avoid crazy bridezillas or momzillas, if you will, and what is it that actually makes that happen. So let's kind of chat about it right now. What are you doing? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jeremy with Jeremy Lou Photography. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Video helps you anyway, give it a thumbs up and then click that bell for notifications. It'll tell you every time I come on. So guys, it's a pretty simple day today. We're just barbecuing in the evening. It's like 6 p.m. and we're just making some dinner for the fam. But the conversation I want to talk about is bridezillas. Like, how do bridezillas come? Where do they come from? What happens? And honestly, the first thing that I have to say is that I haven't had a bridezilla in about 4 or 5 years. And I want to say it's when I raised my prices significantly past the $5,000, $6,000 mark, right? So I have 3 price rates right now. It's $4,000 for like kind of like an elopement style wedding, $6,000 for like a 10-hour day, and then like a big old package, $10,000 for a little bit more. And basically, when I raised my rates, I realized that I didn't have any bridezillas. And I want to say it's because there's a level of trust and there's a level of professionalism when people start to spend that much on any one thing. Now, I could be wrong, but I'd love to know what you guys think about that. You know, it's the bride that kind of books you and says, I trust you. You can do whatever you want, and they get to relax a little bit more in the wedding. My bridezillas that I've had, and I've had 3 really significant ones that I can name off the top of my head, and we're not going to talk about it today. If we want to talk about it, I'm happy to bring that up in the future. But basically, we're calling them DIY brides. And I don't mean DIY as the ones that do it themselves. It's those ones that are maybe saving a lot of money. Maybe they're paying for it themselves, but they want that wedding, that glamorous giant wedding that they see on TV. And when that happens and you charge a lower rate and they book you, what basically happens is they are going to nitpick every little thing that you do. And they'll also nitpick every little thing that every other vendor does. And in turn, guys, that just makes them a little bit more, I hate using the word bridezilla, but that's what it is. And they're not a bridezilla because they're a bad person. They just want to make sure that everything runs the way that it's supposed to for their wedding. And since they're not paying for quality vendors or paying the right price for vendors that'll take care of everything, they feel like they have to do everything themselves. And that's ultimately what happens. And it's not their fault. It's just what happens. And we see that in everything, right? We see that in landscaping. We see that everywhere, where if you're not paying the full price for things and you know you're getting a good deal, you start to wonder like why you got such a good deal, right? If I gave you a $10 iPhone and say, this is an iPhone, it's only $10, buy it now. It's the same as the other iPhones, I promise you. You're always gonna look at that iPhone going, something's wrong with it, something's weird about it. So a few ways that we kind of talked about to get away from bridezillas is, first off, charge a quality rate, charge a rate that's good for what you do, that you know that you can provide and you know you can produce. Make sure that they are confident in you. Bridezillas happen when the confidence is lacking or gone. If you have done something to make them not trust you for any reason, that aspect is going to come into play, and they're going to second guess why they hired you, right? Momzillas, make sure that you communicate with the mom before and let them know, hey, we got everything taken care of. We have the timeline. This is what we're doing. This is how it's happening. Invite the mom into meetings and weddings if you're really worried about it, but that'll keep care of the momzilla as well. And remember, they just want to enjoy their day as much as they possibly can. But if they don't trust or value their vendors, and it could be even just one vendor out of the crew, you're going to see this bridezilla come into play. I would love to know what you guys think. I'm going to finish cooking up this barbecue, and then we'll talk about it later. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day.